The great thing was to not to be recognised, so we were all dressed down, and
They called her the Forgotten Royal. While the world obsessed over Diana and the Queen, Princess Margaret's daughter was hiding a secret talent that would shock everyone. Lady Sarah Chatto watched her mother's scandalous marriage implode at just 13 years old. But what she did next changed everything. She became the artist who secretly inspired King Charles, raised sons breaking every royal rule, and now controls one of Britain's most prestigious institutions. Lady Sarah Chatto stands as one of the most accomplished yet understated members of the British royal family. Born Sarah Frances Elizabeth Armstrong Jones on May 1, 1964, at Kensington Palace, she entered a world where art, culture, and royal duty intertwined in ways that would shape her entire life. As the only daughter of Princess Margaret and photographer Anthony Armstrong Jones, the first Earl of Snowdon, Sarah inherited a remarkable creative legacy from both sides of her family. Princess Margaret, Sarah's mother, was far more than just the younger sister of Queen Elizabeth II. She was a passionate advocate for the arts, particularly ballet and music, dedicating much of her public life to supporting cultural institutions. In 1957, Princess Margaret became the first president of the Royal Ballet, a position she would hold with deep commitment until her death in 2002. She frequently visited the Royal Ballet School, attended performances, and developed close relationships with dancers and choreographers. This wasn't simply ceremonial involvement. Princess Margaret genuinely loved ballet and understood its importance to British culture. She opened the school's Anna Pavlova studio in 1957 and the Margot Fonteyn Theatre in 1990, leaving a lasting mark on the institution. Sarah's father, Lord Snowdon, brought his own artistic perspective to the family. As a renowned photographer who worked for Vogue and the Sunday Times, he moved in creative circles that few royals had access to. Their Kensington Palace apartment became known as a gathering place for artists, photographers, actors, and musicians during the 1960s. This environment, where creativity was valued and celebrated, would prove formative for young Sarah. Growing up in this world meant that art wasn't something distant or formal for Sarah. It was woven into the fabric of daily life. Her brother David, now the second Earl of Snowdon, would go on to become a furniture designer, showing that the artistic inclination ran strongly through the family. From an early age, Sarah and David were taken to galleries and museums, though their mother had an unconventional approach to these visits. Rather than rushing through entire collections, Princess Margaret would insist on viewing just one or two significant works during each visit. She might take them to the National Gallery specifically to see a Leonardo or a Vermeer, refusing their pleas to see more and insisting they would return another time. While this might have seemed frustrating to young children, it proved to be an effective teaching method, helping them develop a focused appreciation for individual works of art. Sarah's formal education reflected this artistic orientation. She attended Bedales School in Hampshire, a progressive boarding school with a reputation for nurturing creativity. Unlike traditional institutions with strict dress codes and rigid structures, Bedales prioritized artistic expression and allowed students considerable freedom. The school's alumni include accomplished actors like Daniel Day-Lewis and Minnie Driver, demonstrating its success in fostering creative talent. When Sarah arrived at Bedales, she reportedly wore a velvet collar coat and tweeds, quite different from the casual attire of her classmates, but she quickly adapted to the school's more relaxed environment. At Bedales, Sarah left with a single A level in art, but this wasn't a sign of academic struggle. Rather, it showed where her true interests and talents lay. She knew from an early age that her path would be artistic, and she pursued it with determination. After Bedales, Sarah enrolled at the Camberwell School of Art, one of London's respected art colleges. This was where her serious artistic training began. Camberwell had a strong reputation for fine arts education, and it was here that Sarah met Catherine Goodman, who would later co-found the Royal Drawing School with Sarah's cousin, then Prince Charles. King Charles himself has spoken about those early days when Sarah and Catherine, both 18-year-old students, would visit him, bringing their youthful enthusiasm and artistic passion into his space. He described them as bouncing into his room, full of energy and ideas. These visits made a lasting impression on him and would eventually inspire the creation of the Royal Drawing School, an institution dedicated to teaching observational drawing. The fact that Sarah played a role, however indirect, in inspiring this important educational project shows the influence she had even as a young art student. From Camberwell, Sarah progressed to the Royal Academy Schools, one of the most prestigious art institutions in the United Kingdom. Admission to the Royal Academy Schools is highly competitive, accepting only a small number of students each year for their postgraduate program. The fact that Sarah gained entry speaks to her genuine talent and commitment. This wasn't about royal privilege opening doors. The Royal Academy Schools have exacting standards, and students are selected purely on the merit of their work. During her time at the Royal Academy Schools, Sarah's talent began to receive formal recognition. In 1988, she won the Winsor & Newton Prize, an award given to outstanding students. 2 years later, in 1990, she won the Creswick Landscape Prize, further establishing her credentials as a serious artist. These weren't honorary awards given because of her royal connections. They were competitive prizes awarded by judges evaluating the quality of the artwork itself. Sarah also completed additional training in textiles and fabric design at Middlesex Polytechnic, showing her interest in exploring different artistic mediums. This broad-based education gave her a strong foundation across various artistic disciplines, though she would ultimately focus primarily on painting. In 1995, Sarah began exhibiting her work at the Redfern Gallery in London, always using her professional name, Sarah Armstrong Jones. This decision to use her maiden name in her artistic career was significant. It created a degree of separation between her royal identity and her work as an artist, allowing her paintings to be judged on their own merits, rather than through the lens of her family connections. The Redfern Gallery, located in London's Cork Street, is a well-established commercial gallery with a reputation for representing quality contemporary artists. For Sarah to exhibit there regularly meant her work met professional standards. Her paintings are primarily landscapes and interiors, characterized by their attention to texture and material qualities. Critics and collectors have noted her particular skill in capturing the feel of different surfaces and materials. Whether painting the Sussex chalk landscapes near her country home or the rugged granite of the Scottish coast near Balmoral, Sarah brings a distinctive tactile quality to her work. Her interiors similarly focus on the textures of domestic spaces, capturing the play of light on different surfaces and the atmosphere of lived-in rooms. Sarah's approach to art is quiet and observational rather than dramatic or attention-seeking. Her work shows careful looking and patient execution, qualities that reflect her personality more broadly. She paints what she knows and what she sees in her daily life, finding beauty in familiar landscapes and domestic scenes rather than seeking exotic or sensational subjects. One revealing insight into Sarah's artistic sensibilities came when she was asked to choose her favorite painting for a feature in Country Life magazine. She selected Piero della Francesca's The Baptism of Christ, a 15th century masterpiece housed in the National Gallery. This choice tells us something important about her artistic values. Piero della Francesca is known for his serene compositions, subtle color harmonies, and almost mathematical precision in depicting space and form. His work requires patient viewing to fully appreciate, much like the approach Princess Margaret encouraged in her children. The 20th century painter Giorgio Morandi said that Piero is one of those early Renaissance masters who can still teach a lot to a modern painter, and clearly Sarah agrees. Throughout her career, Sarah has maintained a consistent artistic practice, while also managing her royal duties and family life. She has never sought publicity for her work, preferring to let her paintings speak for themselves. When her work appears in exhibitions or at auction, it's listed under Sarah Armstrong Jones, and many viewers may not immediately connect it to her royal identity. This separation has allowed her to develop genuine credibility as an artist in her own right. Sarah's artistic education and career demonstrate that she inherited not just her parents' social position, but also their genuine creative abilities. Like her mother's commitment to ballet and her father's achievements in photography, Sarah's dedication to painting represents a serious artistic practice rather than a dilettante's hobby. The prizes she won, the gallery representation she maintains, and the respect her work receives from collectors and critics all confirm that Sarah Chatto is an accomplished artist who happens to be royal rather than a royal who occasionally paints. Sarah's journey into adulthood took an unexpected turn when she accompanied her father to India in the early 1980s. Lord Snowdon had been hired as the production photographer for the film A Passage to India, directed by David Lean. The film's producer, John Knatchbull, the 7th Baron Brabourne, had family connections to the royals through his father-in-law, Louis Mountbatten. He offered Sarah an opportunity to work as an intern on the production, assisting the wardrobe department and learning the craft of wood gilding under her father's cousin, Thomas Messel. This period in India proved transformative for Sarah in more ways than one. While working on A Passage to India, she crossed paths with Daniel Chatto, though their first actual meeting had occurred slightly earlier on another British film production called Heat and Dust. Daniel was working as an actor at the time, taking on roles in the period dramas that were popular during that era. He came from a theatrical family himself. His father, Tom Chatto, had been an actor, and his mother, Rose Chatto, worked as a theatrical agent. This meant Daniel understood the creative world from the inside, having grown up around actors, directors, and the rhythms of artistic life. The connection between Sarah and Daniel grew naturally over time. They shared an understanding of what it meant to live a creative life, and Daniel's background meant he was comfortable with the complexities that came with Sarah's royal connections, without being overawed by them. After their time in India, their relationship continued and deepened. They eventually moved in together in a charming Grade 2 listed terrace house in Kensington, an arrangement that was reportedly unconventional enough to cause some concern for Princess Margaret, who held more traditional views about such matters. The couple also acquired a Georgian country farmhouse in Sussex, a gift from Sarah's godfather, Simon Sainsbury. Sainsbury was a noted philanthropist with a particular passion for supporting the arts, and his gift to Sarah reflected both his affection for her and his appreciation of her artistic pursuits. This country property would become especially important to Sarah, who developed a deep love for rural life. She enjoyed the presence of animals, the changing seasons in the countryside, and even attended local sheepdog trials, finding peace in the simpler rhythms of country living that contrasted with her London life and royal obligations. On July 14, 1994, Sarah and Daniel married in an intimate ceremony at St. Stephen's Walbrook in the City of London. The Reverend Chad Vera, who had founded the Samaritan's Crisis Helpline, officiated at the wedding. The choice of venue and officiant reflected Sarah's preference for meaning over ostentation. St. Stephen's Walbrook is a beautiful Christopher Wren church, but it's not one of the grand royal wedding venues like Westminster Abbey or St. George's Chapel at Windsor. The ceremony itself was notably brief, lasting only about 30 minutes. So short that even Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip had to wait for their cars to arrive after the service ended. Sarah wore an elegant gown designed by Jasper Conran, a respected British fashion designer known for his understated classic approach to design. On her head, she wore the Snowdon floral tiara, a piece her father had given to her mother on their wedding day. This choice carried emotional significance, connecting her to her parents' marriage even as she began her own. She was accompanied by 3 teenage bridesmaids: her cousin Zara Tyndall, who was still Zara Phillips at the time, her half-sister Lady Frances Armstrong Jones, and family friend Tara Noble Singh. All 3 wore simple white gowns with corset lace-up backs, round necklines, and fresh pink flowers in their hair, creating a natural, unpretentious aesthetic. The guest list included Queen Elizabeth II, Prince Philip, and Princess Diana, among other members of the royal family. Despite the presence of such prominent figures, Sarah and Daniel managed to keep the occasion feeling personal and intimate rather than grand and formal. The wedding portraits show the newlyweds standing proudly alongside the Queen and the Queen Mother, capturing a moment when multiple generations of the family came together to celebrate. Sarah and Daniel went on to have 2 sons, creating a family life that balanced royal heritage with artistic pursuits and a degree of normalcy. Their first son, Samuel David Benedict Chatto, was born on July 28, 996. 3 years later, on February 5, 999, Arthur Robert Nathaniel Chatto arrived. Both boys were given traditional family names, maintaining connections to their heritage while being raised in a relatively private environment. Samuel, the elder son, clearly inherited the family's artistic inclinations. After attending Eton College, he went on to study history of art at the University of Edinburgh, graduating in 2018. However, rather than pursuing a career in the art market or art history, Samuel discovered a passion for ceramics. He completed a 6-week apprenticeship at North Shore Pottery in Caithness, Scotland, where he was introduced to the world of studio pottery and traditional ceramic techniques. The experience transformed him. Samuel later described how clay consumed his every waking hour during that period, and he knew he had found his creative calling. In 2019, Samuel joined the Royal Drawing School, the institution his mother had inadvertently helped inspire years earlier. He developed a highly individual practice that combines ceramics with printmaking and drawing. His work displays a deep connection to the landscape around him, much like his mother's paintings. Samuel became particularly interested in the studio pottery movement and developed a passion for wood firing, digging his own clay, and creating his own glazes. These traditional techniques require immense patience and skill, and they connect him to centuries of ceramic tradition. Samuel set up his own studio in West Sussex, working from home where he creates both functional pottery and sculptural pieces. His ceramics are characterized by their attention to weight, proportion, and the feeling of the maker's hand. He has stated that he hopes his vessels invite the viewer to hold and drink from them, emphasizing the tactile, functional aspect of his work. His interest in transformation through process, both in ceramics and printmaking, shows a sophisticated understanding of his materials. In 2024, Samuel's work was exhibited at the Redfern Gallery, the same venue where his mother has shown her paintings for decades. The exhibition, titled Cross Currents, also featured work by his girlfriend, Eleanor Exergian, who is also an artist. The gallery's description of Samuel's work notes how his ceramics allow the organic materials at the heart of the medium to exert their natural tendencies, with his torquing motion implying his whole body in the contorted spirals of his pieces. His fascination with the work of Bernard Leach and Shoji Hamada, and the tradition of cultural exchange between Britain and Japan, has even led him to spend time in Japan learning pottery techniques firsthand. Arthur, the younger son, took a different path, but one equally rooted in dedication and service. He also attended Eton College after initially going to Westminster Cathedral Choir School. He studied geography at the University of Edinburgh and worked as a personal trainer while at university. However, Arthur ultimately decided to join the Royal Marines, one of the most demanding military units in the world. By June 2022, he was serving with the Marines, having completed the rigorous training required. He was seen in uniform at Prince Philip's memorial service in March 2021, paying his respects to his great-uncle. Arthur had also served as a page of honor to Queen Elizabeth II from 2009 to 2015, giving him first-hand experience of royal ceremonial duties from a young age. His choice to pursue military service rather than a royal or artistic career shows the freedom Sarah and Daniel gave their sons to find their own paths. Both Samuel and Arthur occasionally appear at royal events with their parents, but they largely lead private lives outside the public spotlight. They attend family weddings, funerals, and significant celebrations, but they don't undertake official royal duties. This balance allows them to maintain connections to their royal heritage while pursuing their own interests and careers. Sarah's relationship with her extended royal family has remained close throughout her life, particularly with King Charles. The two cousins share a deep bond, rooted in their mutual passion for landscape painting. They have spent time together at Balmoral, the royal estate in Scotland, where they would paint and sketch in comfortable companionship. King Charles has spoken publicly about how much Sarah meant to the development of the Royal Drawing School, describing her as his very special cousin. Their relationship is one where they can work in silence, both absorbed in their art, or chat freely, completely comfortable in each other's presence. Sarah was a bridesmaid at Charles and Diana's wedding in 1981, when she was just 17 years old. She had known Diana even before the engagement, and their relationship was warm. Sarah is also a godmother to Prince Harry, creating another layer of connection within the family. She was additionally chosen as godmother to Prince Edward's daughter, Lady Louise Windsor, and to Lady Rose Gilman, the daughter of the Duke of Gloucester. These selections show the trust and affection other family members have for her. After Princess Margaret died in February 2002, following several strokes, Sarah's relationship with Queen Elizabeth II grew even closer. The Queen had always been fond of her niece, but after losing her sister, she seemed to draw Sarah nearer. The Queen would allow Sarah to accompany her to Craiggowan Lodge, a secluded 7-bedroom house located about a mile from Balmoral Castle. This was the Queen's private retreat where she would go several times a year to read, write letters, walk, and ride. The fact that Sarah was the only guest invited to accompany her there speaks volumes about their relationship and the comfort the Queen found in her niece's company. Royal insiders have described Sarah as one of the Queen's favorite members of the family. They shared a relationship based on loyalty, a sense of duty, a love of fun, and a willingness to be silly together. This combination of respect and genuine affection created a bond that sustained both women, particularly after they had each lost Princess Margaret. In June 2024, Lady Sarah Chatto stepped into one of the most meaningful roles of her life when she was named president of the Royal Ballet School. This appointment represented far more than a ceremonial title. It marked the continuation of a legacy her mother had cherished and nurtured for nearly half a century. Princess Margaret had served as president of the school from 1956 until her death in 2002, making regular visits, meeting with students, watching classes, and attending performances. Her genuine passion for ballet had made her more than just a figurehead. She understood the art form deeply and cared about the institution's mission to train the next generation of dancers. Sarah had already been serving as vice president of the Royal Ballet School since 2004, just 2 years after her mother's passing. In taking on this role initially, she had quietly begun the work of honoring her mother's commitment to the institution. For 20 years, she supported the school in this capacity, attending events and maintaining the connection her mother had established. Now, as president, she succeeds King Charles, who moved into the role of patron, creating a structure where both cousins continue to support an institution that has meant so much to their family. The appointment was met with enthusiasm from the ballet community. Kevin O'Hare, director of the Royal Ballet, expressed his delight at Sarah's acceptance of the position, noting that as a long-standing and close friend of the company, her dedicated care and support would continue in this new capacity. The Royal Ballet School itself issued a statement emphasizing how Sarah had been a cherished supporter and advocate, continuing her mother's legacy of devotion to the school and its associated companies, the Royal Ballet and Birmingham Royal Ballet. Princess Margaret's involvement with the Royal Ballet School had included several milestone moments. In 1951, she officially opened the school's site in Barons Court. In 1957, she named the Anna Pavlova Studio at White Lodge, the school's historic building in Richmond Park. In 1990, she opened the Margot Fonteyn Theatre, also at White Lodge. Each of these moments represented Princess Margaret's ongoing commitment to providing dancers with the facilities they needed to develop their craft. Sarah now carries forward this tradition of active, engaged support. Beyond her work with the Royal Ballet School, Sarah holds other significant positions in arts organizations. She serves as vice president of the Royal Drawing School, the institution her cousin King Charles co-founded with Catherine Goodman in 2000. As discussed earlier, Sarah played an indirect but important role in inspiring this institution when she and Catherine were young art students visiting Charles. The Royal Drawing School has grown into a respected educational organization, offering courses in observational drawing at all levels, from drop-in sessions to its prestigious postgraduate program, the Drawing Year. By its 25th anniversary in 2025, the school was running more than 350 courses annually, teaching thousands of students the fundamental skills of drawing from observation. Sarah is also patron of the Frederick Ashton Foundation, an organization dedicated to preserving the legacy of Sir Frederick Ashton, one of the most important choreographers in ballet history. Ashton was a founder choreographer of the Royal Ballet, and his works remain central to the company's repertoire. The foundation works to ensure his ballets continue to be performed, and that his contribution to dance is remembered and celebrated. Sarah's patronage of this organization connects directly to her mother's love of ballet and her own commitment to preserving British cultural heritage. In September 2024, Sarah demonstrated her ongoing commitment to using art for social good when she donated a painting to an auction benefiting Horatio's Garden. This charity creates beautiful and accessible gardens in hospitals across the United Kingdom for people adjusting to life after spinal injuries and their families. The gardens provide peaceful spaces for reflection, recovery, and hope during incredibly difficult times. Sarah donated a work titled Studio Window, a colorful oil on canvas dating from 2023. Speaking about the project, she emphasized how art serves as an important creative focus in Horatio's Gardens for patients with spinal injuries, expressing her delight at being able to help raise vital funds for people facing life-changing injuries. This charitable work reflects Sarah's broader philosophy about the role of art and culture in society. For her, these aren't luxuries or mere entertainment. They're essential elements of human well-being, offering solace, inspiration, and connection. Whether through the discipline and beauty of ballet, the contemplative practice of drawing, or the healing power of gardens designed with artistic sensitivity, Sarah supports initiatives that recognize art's capacity to transform lives. Sarah's approach to her various roles is characterized by genuine commitment rather than mere obligation. She doesn't simply lend her name to organizations. She attends events, engages with artists and students, and works to advance the missions of the institution she supports. At the same time, she maintains her own artistic practice, continuing to paint and exhibit her work. This dual identity as both working artist and arts patron gives her a unique perspective. She understands the creative process from the inside and can speak authentically about the challenges and rewards of artistic work. Despite her various roles and occasional appearances at major royal events, Sarah has maintained a remarkable degree of privacy. She is not a working royal and doesn't undertake official public duties on behalf of the monarchy. She attends family occasions such as coronations, weddings, funerals, and the annual Christmas service at Sandringham. But she doesn't have a schedule of public engagements in the way that working royals do. This allows her to focus on her painting, her family, and her work with arts organizations without the constant scrutiny that comes with being a full-time public figure. Her sons, Samuel and Arthur, have followed similar paths, maintaining connections to the royal family while building their own independent lives and careers. Samuel's success as a ceramic artist and Arthur's service in the Royal Marines show that Sarah and Daniel succeeded in raising their children to find their own paths and pursue their own passions. The artistic gene has clearly passed to the next generation through Samuel, creating a 3-generation line of creative achievement running from Princess Margaret through Sarah to Samuel. Lady Sarah Chatto represents a particular kind of modern royal. She honors tradition and maintains important family legacies while also being authentically herself. She has built a respected career as an artist on her own merits, raised a family with relative privacy, and now serves institutions her mother loved without seeking publicity or recognition. Her life demonstrates that it's possible to be connected to the royal family while also being a serious artist, a devoted mother, and a person who values substance over spectacle. In continuing Princess Margaret's legacy at the Royal Ballet School and supporting other arts institutions, Sarah ensures that her mother's passion for culture and beauty continues to benefit future generations.